Hello and welcome to Yerevan, Armenia. Tonight I'm going to catch a cross-border train from Yerevan to Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia. I've never been on an international train before. I don't know what to expect, but I think it's going to be an interesting ride. Let's go! Armenia is a landlocked country located in the South Caucasus region of Eurasia. It shares borders with Georgia to the north, Azerbaijan to the east, Iran to the south, and Turkey to the west. The capital and the largest city of Armenia is Yerevan. Armenia was part of the Soviet Union from 1922 until its independence in 1991. The Yerevan Metro currently consists of a single line that runs for 13.4 kilometers and has 10 stations. It was the first metro system built in the Soviet Union outside of Russia and began operating in 1981. From Republic Square, located in the heart of the city, the most efficient way to reach Yerevan railway station is by taking the metro for 2 stops. Upon arrival, the metro exit conveniently leads directly to the station. Unfortunately, filming inside the metro stations is prohibited, therefore I wasn't able to show much of the experience. Yerevan Station was built in the early 1950s to serve as a hub for train travel throughout Armenia and provide connections to neighboring countries. The large and impressive building reflects the architectural style of the Soviet era and remains under the ownership and maintenance of Russian railways to this day. The expansive main hall has a restaurant, a rail museum, waiting rooms and ticket offices. To purchase a ticket to Tbilisi, you can come to this ticket counter. My train number 372 operates every 2 days. It's worth noting that tickets can sometimes sell out, so I purchased mine on the official Armenian Railways website a few weeks ago to secure my spot. Armenia's intercity, commuter and freight rail transport is exclusively operated by the South Caucasus Railway, a company that is 100% owned by Russian Railways. The country's rail network spans approximately 780 kilometers of tracks, all in the 1,520mm Russian gauge. Good evening. When I arrived at the station an hour before the train's departure, it was already on the platform. The carriages look brand new, don't they? Initially, South Caucasus Railway used old Soviet-era carriages on this service, but in June 2021, they were replaced by these state-of-the-art smart air-conditioned carriages imported from Russia. The entire railway line to Tbilisi is electrified. Tonight, the train is being pulled by the VL10 electric locomotive introduced in the 1960s. The VL10s are renowned for their reliability and durability, especially in extreme weather conditions. They were extensively used throughout the Soviet Union. The initials VL stand for Vladimir Lenin, after whom the class is named. Boarding for my train commenced 45 minutes before departure. Each carriage has a conductor who checks passengers' tickets and travel documents. Tonight's train consists of 4 carriages with 3 different travel classes. I booked myself a 2-bed first-class Spalny wagon, which is the most expensive option on board. Each cabin has a lockable sliding door, and I will show you more about it later. The next class down is a 4-bed second-class compartment Kupenie. Each cabin features 4 berths with the 2 lower berths convertible into seats during the day.
After finish work. No, work. You retire.
There are retractable ladders to assist passengers in climbing up to the upper berths. In front of the window is a large table with built-in cup holders. Under the table, there are 4 power sockets available. Each second-class compartment also has a lockable sliding door. The third class on the train is open-plan sleepers, known as Platzkartning. While it is the most economical option, everyone still gets a bed, power sockets, USB ports, air conditioning, reading lights, and overhead storage space. When traveling in second and third class, passengers can pay a bit extra to opt for the lower berth. The hallways are monitored by CCTV cameras for added security, and every carriage has 2 toilets. Returning to the first class section, I noticed a high-definition touchscreen in the center of the carriage, displaying information on the onboard facilities and the train's schedule. Despite indicating the presence of a vending machine on the screen, I was unable to locate one. Nonetheless, as the train does not have a buffet car, I highly recommend that you have dinner in the city before boarding. On one end of my carriage, there is a minibar equipped with a cold and hot water dispenser. We departed from Yerevan on time at 9:30 p.m. and are expected to reach Tbilisi at 7:35 a.m. the next day, completing the 370-kilometer journey in 10 hours and 5 minutes. The lack of customs facilities at the train stations in both cities makes the trip take much longer than it should, as the train has to stop for approximately 40 minutes at the final station in Armenia and the initial station in Georgia. Each first-class carriage has 9 private cabins, accommodating a maximum of 18 passengers. The toilets in each carriage are identical, with a green WC sign indicating the toilet is vacant and turning red when occupied. The toilet on the left is spacious and modern, with a baby changing table. The other toilet is equipped with a shower. However, shampoo and body wash are not provided. Only some leftover soap is available. Therefore, I would recommend you to bring your own toiletries if you plan to shower during the trip. Finally, let me show you my first class cabin. Each cabin door is equipped with a hotel-style keycard, allowing passengers to lock the door when leaving the cabin. However, the conductor did not distribute keycards to any passengers, and the door remained unlocked for the entire trip. Fortunately, the door can still be locked from the inside, so it's not a very big deal. The first-class cabin is the same size as the 4-berth second-class compartment, but with only 2 beds, it feels much more spacious. There is a TV above the sliding door. Sadly, I was unable to figure out how to use it. Above the TV is a storage space for small suitcases or backpacks. If you have a larger bag, you can store it under the bed. My 78cm suitcase fit perfectly. As expected, there are 4 power sockets located below the table. First-class tickets come with complimentary snacks, including a pack of biscuits, coffee sticks, strawberry milk sticks, a bottle of spring water, and sparkling water. A first-class ticket comes with 1 single bed, so as a solo traveler, I bought 2 tickets to have the whole cabin to myself. The table is the same in all 3 travel classes and can be moved to an upright position to create more space. As you can see, the cabin is currently configured for daytime use, with the reading light and headphone jack situated at each end of the seat. I assume the remaining buttons on the panel are for adjusting the TV channels and the volume. Besides the cabin door, there's a button for calling the train guard, light switches, and an emergency stop button. Beddings are supplied in all three classes, but first-class passengers receive extra amenities such as sleepers, a toiletry kit including dental care products, a comb, a soap, a shower cap, and a sanitary bag. The current temperature outside is around 5 degrees Celsius. There are heaters throughout the train. The temperature on board is centrally controlled, and I found it to be quite warm. The good news is that the window in each cabin can be opened, which is excellent for getting a breath of fresh air. The train is equipped with Wi-Fi, although I was unable to connect to it. So this is what my first-class cabin looks like. I love the tall ceiling and the modern facilities. I'm also very pleased with the twin bed setup instead of the bunk bed arrangement that is common on many overnight trains worldwide. This layout made it easier for everyone to access the bed and created an impression of having more space in the cabin. Yerevan isn't a large city. The city lights faded away just 15 minutes after the train departed. It's already 10:30 PM and we'll reach the border in 5 hours, so I've decided to make the bed. The seat can be folded down like this. And voila, it's now a single bed. The bedding packet includes a hand towel, 2 sheets and a pillowcase. Now this looks more like a single cabin with a bed on one side and a chair on the other, which is perfect for me. Even though blankets were not provided, the cabin temperature was warm enough. I didn't really need one. The bed is a bit narrow, but it is long and quite comfortable. There are 13 stops between Yerevan and Tbilisi, with most being brief except for the stop in Gyumri. Being the second largest city in Armenia, Gyumri is located just 16 kilometers from Turkey. Historically, there was a railway connection from Kars in Turkey to Gyumri, but this was closed in the 1990s due to political tensions. The train will stop here for 20 minutes and passengers are allowed to smoke on the platform. After 3 more hours, we arrived at Iron, the last station in Armenia. Once the train stopped, 5 Armenian border police boarded the carriage, each carrying a portable computer for scanning passports. They flipped through every page of my passport but didn't ask any questions. Within 30 seconds, they put an exit stamp on an empty page and allowed me to continue my journey. There was no bag search and the whole process was quite efficient. In the meantime, I also managed to figure out how to turn on the TV. Although everything is in Russian, I believe the TV is capable of receiving satellite signals for various channels. However, after trying for 20 minutes, I could not find a working channel and eventually gave up. Maybe I'm just not tech-savvy enough for this. We stopped at Iron for 40 minutes. Georgia is only 20 minutes away. We have finally reached the actual land border, goodbye Armenia and hello Georgia. This is the busiest border crossing between the two countries, located on the M6 highway connecting Tbilisi to Yerevan. The crossing is open 24/7 and is used by thousands of people and hundreds of vehicles daily. Three minutes after crossing into Georgia, we arrived at Sadaklo station, where the Georgian police boarded the train and conducted random checks of passengers' luggage, mainly looking for excessive alcohol and cigarettes. And then we were all asked to bring our travel documents and go to the offices on the platform for passport checks. The process of entering Georgia is much more complex than exiting Armenia. The police asked various questions regarding the purpose and duration of the visit. The train was scheduled to stop here for 40 minutes, but some passengers experienced delays in processing their documents, and several individuals were forced to leave the train and were sent back to Armenia. As a result, the departure time was delayed from 5:30 until 6:10. It takes only 2 hours to get to Tbilisi from the border, and I fell back to sleep until the conductor knocked on my cabin door half an hour before arrival. Along with the wake-up call, she also collected the bed sheet. The descent into Tbilisi is very scenic. This train is a popular choice for tourists and locals who wish to avoid lengthy bus rides or expensive airfares between the two cities. Despite being unable to figure out the TV, having no functioning Wi-Fi, not receiving a swipe card, and the conductor's limited English skills, I appreciate the modern facilities in my first-class cabin. On the other hand, having the border crossing between 3:30 and 5:30 gave me only 4 hours of sleep during the journey, leaving me sleepy for the rest of the day. It will be ideal to have immigration facilities at both Yerevan and Tbilisi stations, similar to the Eurostar, to enable passengers to enjoy uninterrupted rest during the trip. Nonetheless, this was an unforgettable experience for me. Welcome to Tbilisi Station, the hub for Georgian Railway. From here you can board a train to the stunning coastal city of Batumi on the Black Sea, as well as to Yerevan and Baku, the respective capitals of Armenia and Azerbaijan. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more train and flight reviews. See you all in my next video.